I will not sit here and listen to your white privilege, because guess what? Your white privilege does not cross over to I-20 South.
So basically what you have here is you have a county commission meeting in Fulton County, which is the largest county in Georgia by population. That is the home county of Atlanta. And it's a very blue county, of course. Most big urban counties are very blue. Fulton County is broken up into three parts. For those of y'all that don't know, you got North Fulton, which is mostly white, with, a small black population, decent Asian population, and a decent sized Hispanic population, but it's mostly white. And it's one of the most affluent suburban areas in the country, actually. Alpharetta, Johns Creek, Roswell, Milton, Sandy Springs, those areas got money. Then you got the city of Atlanta in the middle. And then you got South Fulton, which is below Atlanta. And the city of Atlanta and South Fulton are the most impoverished parts of the county, of course. And they're mostly black. And there are white people in the city of Atlanta, of course. It's actually a growing white population due to gentrification. The white liberals are coming back to the city. And then, of course, South Fulton's mostly black. So Fulton County has historically been a very racially divided county, very segregated, mostly white and conservative up in the north, and the city's a little bit more south, and it's way more liberal. And then South Fulton is also a Democrat stronghold because it's mostly black, and we know how most black people vote. But anyway, this commissioners meeting was very, very disturbing because these people are the elected officials who govern the largest county in the state. And this black woman and her black male flunky were both attacking a white Hispanic commissioner from the north. And I'll let you go ahead and hear the clip.
I will not sit here and listen to your white privilege, because guess what? Your white privilege does not cross over to I-20 South.
What we have is exactly what the other commissioner just said. It's white privilege. Mr. Thorne, do you know what a Karen is?
Yes.
You sound like a Karen up here.
So that was just a small clip of the meeting. That was probably the most egregious part of the meeting. And there were some people who got up and spoke. I'll let you hear a little bit of the backlash. But I find this rhetoric to be extremely disturbing, considering that Fulton County is arguably the most important county in the state, because Atlanta is the capital, and Atlanta is the seat of power for the state of Georgia. Atlanta metro area has 6.1 million people. We are the 8th largest metro in the country. We are the 8th largest state in the country. And it's a very, very prominent part of the state. And these are the people that are running the county. I think the county commissioner is split 5-2, Democrat to Republican. So it's a very Democrat leaning board of commissioners. That's just the way Democrat counties break up into, as we all know. But you can still be professional. And because one of the county commissioners from the north was, calling out the dysfunction in the black people's part of the county, and some of the issues that we have in the county, she started talking about white privilege. And when she talked about the dividing line, which is I-20, Interstate 20 has been the long-standing racial dividing line of Metro Atlanta. For those of y'all that don't know, the north is more affluent and more Caucasian. The south is less affluent and more black. There are black folks in the northern suburbs, especially Cobb, where I grew up, Gwinnett, even in North DeKalb and North Fulton, like I said, but it's still not nearly as black as once you go below I-20 and you start going into some of the other southern suburbs. That's where a lot of the black population lives, because it's more affordable. And plus, people just naturally kind of self-segregate. That's just part of tribalism, I guess. But being that Fulton County is one of the most corrupt counties probably in the nation, being that Fulton County has probably the highest crime in the state of Georgia, being that Fulton County's jail, the Fulton County jail, has been plagued with all kind of issues such as murders in the jail. There are people sleeping on the floor of the jail because the jail is overcrowded. The fire marshal has threatened to shut the jail down multiple times over the years. But you want to claim this woman is exercising white privilege during a government meeting? That's insane to me. That woman is disqualified to represent her constituents. But because she's a black Democrat, we vote blue no matter who. This is what you get when you vote blue no matter who. This is why it's imperative for masculine heterosexual black men to start rising up, voting Republican, not because we're trying to, go against the Democrats, but because we got to vote our interests. The Democrat Party accepts stuff like this. This is what they do. They play the race card every chance they get. Now, this situation was reversed, and it was a white county commissioner talking to a black county commissioner like this. Oh, it would have made national headlines. But because a black female county commissioner and her Negro black male puppet sat there and co-signed her, it's all good. And I'm even more upset with the black male. I think his name is Marvin Arrington III, because he's supposed to be the man. You're supposed to step in and say, hey, sis, hey, that's unnecessary. Let's focus on the business of talking about the issues that are plaguing our county. The homeless situation in the city of Atlanta, right? The homicide rate is getting higher and higher every year in the city of Atlanta. The home invasions, the automobile thefts. You want your car stolen? Come to the city of Atlanta and leave it running at a gas station. I mean, that happens everywhere, but they don't take long. They'll steal your car with your kids in the car. Yeah. They will steal your car with the kids in the car. They don't care. So the point I'm making is it's a whole lot of issues in the city of Atlanta and Fulton County, even some of the southern suburbs like College Park and East Point. The crime rate and the murder rate is much higher than the state average. But you want to talk about some white privilege and call her a Karen. Can you not battle her in the realm of ideas that you got to bring up her race? The bottom line is black Democrat politicians don't truly care about black people. All they care about is power and fulfilling the leftist Democrat agenda so they can remain in power and keep getting donors and pats on the back from their white liberal masters. I'm going to let you hear a couple of responses, and that'll be the end of the video. Thank you for watching.
Oh, it's unfortunate that Mr.
15
Arrington
seconds.
isn't here, because this shows complete cowardice. And if anybody has had privilege, it's when Big Daddy calls Emory University and says, please let my son in this school. I know his marks are low, but I'll help him get through school. And where is he?
And of course, we're all subjected to another emotionally charged absent commissioner with unprofessional name-calling.
For me, when I was watching the live stream last month, I had to rewind it and go back and look at it. I was like, did these professionals just speak to each other this way, like petulant children? And I couldn't believe it. And all I kept thinking about is all the challenges that are ahead of us and how much we have to work together and calling each other names. And it's just not acceptable.
What transpired on the 15th of March was appalling. It was a repugnant, personal, racist attack against a member of this body. It was a hate-filled diatribe. And make no mistake about it, it was hate speech. And hate speech like that has no place in America. But particularly in this city, in this county, the home, the cradle of the nonviolent civil rights movement, we pride ourselves on the statement that we judge people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And those racist, outrageous remarks were all about skin color, not about the facts, because Commissioner Thorne only repeated the facts. And I think there's two reasons why the response was so violent and full of vitriol. When you can't compete in the arena of ideas, people resort to name calling like a petulant child, and that's exactly what happened on the 15th of March. And the second reason I believe that happened is because she exposed the truth. That the reason Wells Star is closing is not because of race or redlining, it's because of poor governance. Because you did not do what you should have to prevent that hospital from closing or finding a replacement. And so I believe that those who engaged in that racist diatribe owe the commissioner an apology, they owe her family an apology, and they owe the residents of this county an apology for failing to do their job. And
Commissioner Abdi Rahman, I read your bio on the Fulton County website, and it talks about how you witnessed your mother being a fighter during the civil rights era, including your mother being arrested in an Atlanta school board meeting. What I find so ironic and shocking is that your behavior in last month's meeting appears to be the very thing that your mother fought against.
So in conclusion, I just want to say salute to the people who stood up and lambasted the county commissioners who gave those disgusting remarks during a professional meeting, at least so-called professional meeting. I know them personally. I live in Fulton County and I'm involved in the Fulton County GOP. And I'm just proud of them for pushing back on that type of rhetoric. And nationwide, we need more of this. I don't care if it's a black person. I don't care if it's a white person, Asian, Arab, Latino, whatever. Disrespecting people based on their race, the color of their skin. And we got issues that are plaguing each and every one of us. Crime knows no race. Right? Poverty knows no race. Right? Mismanagement of government, corruption knows no race. It affects everybody. So all the issues that are plaguing Fulton County and big counties across the country, we need to all come together and work to ameliorate those problems. Thanks y'all for watching.